Well, I've said that the market is improving slightly, but let's not pretend it's a healthy market. Vacancy rates are high. 2005, you're looking at vacancy rates probably under 10%, which was a really strong market. And then they go up and down over the years, 10%, 12%, 10%, 15%. But having vacancy rates in the 20s, that's high. There are lots of landlords who are underwater with their loans. There is movement where lenders are taking back properties through foreclosure or through other ways like deeds in lieu of foreclosure or a short sale. That's definitely taking place. I work on those all the time. There are landlords that cannot transact. By not transact, I mean they do not have the cash to put money into a deal. So when you lease space in sophisticated commercial real estate, a landlord normally has to offer tenant improvement dollars, which can be $100 plus a square foot, and they have to pay broker commissions and they have to pay legal fees. So some landlords don't have the money to do this. So sometimes you see landlords offer free rent in lieu of putting tenant improvement dollars into the deal. So one thing that's very important is that when you are going into the market to look for space, to make sure that your advisors do research on the financial status of the landlord. When is their mortgage due? When is the maturity date of that loan? How is the vacancy rate in that building? Can that landlord transact? Are they able to offer tenant improvement dollars and offer free rent? And if something happens during the term where that landlord has a default with its loan and the bank takes the property back, so you have a new landlord, the bank becomes your landlord, is the tenant protected? So that's pretty complicated stuff. That's what we do. We draft subordination non-disturbance agreements to protect the tenants and the banks and the landlord in that situation. What that basically means is that if there's a foreclosure type event where the bank becomes the new landlord, the tenant agrees to recognize the bank as its new landlord. The bank agrees to recognize the lease in place, and the landlord agrees to give notice to both parties as to what is going on. So the concern there is if you're the tenant in that situation and the landlord owes you future dollars for tenant improvement or for broker commissions, how can you protect yourself if the landlord no longer is there and the bank may or may not want to honor those commitments? So that's why it's really important to do a little bit of due diligence on the front end and make sure your landlord is financially secure and has the capabilities to honor its commitment over the lease term.